for the visitors. Jan Oblak is in goal. Back four, Ruggieri, Hansko, Lenormand and Pube. Midfield quartet, Lookman, Koke, Llorente, Simeone and Anton Griezmann just off of Julian Alvarez. Change strip for Atletico Madrid, the sort of dark blue, sort of navy, greyish blue, very dark greyish blue from head to toe. Arsenal in the usual home strip, the red shirts, the white shorts, the red socks. Our referee for this evening is Daniel Siebert from Germany. I've got no yellow cards to tell you about as Arsenal steal the ball, edge of the penalty area, and it almost played into Trossard, but good work in the end of this. Alvarez, in fact, who brings it away. On the benches then for Arsenal, Kepa, Daumann, Jesus, Havertz, Hincapié, Madueke, Martinelli, Mosquera, Norgard, Odegaard, Setford and Zuba-Mendy. I'll give you the subs for Atletico in a second because they're just coming forward through Lookman. Finds Alvarez. Alvarez towards this right-hand side. Cross comes in. That's a dangerous ball towards Lookman. Will it find him? No, it won't. Arsenal get it clear. Saliba. Gyökeres will chase down this near side. Backs into the defender, the Swede. And that'll be a free kick. That's really good centre-forward work again from Gyökeres, who's done that well this evening. And he had a big hand in the goal as well in the first half. So on the bench for Atletico this evening. No changes, by the way, at half-time for either side. Almada, Baena, Bona, Cardoza, Diaz, Jimenez, Longley, Mendoza, Molina, Musso, Sorloth and Vargas. And Arsenal have a free kick midway inside their own half to left of centre. Gabriel, by the looks of things, will take it. Griezmann is currently the furthest man forward for Atletico. Drills it long towards Bukayo Saka, but that's gone the other way by the looks of things as he backed into the defender, who was, well, it was Llorente actually, who was back there. Free kick to Atletico, midway inside their own half. Lenormand's going to take it. Goes square to his left. Here's David Hansko. Very, very tight first 45 here at the Emirates. Exactly how we thought it would be. Good work by Trossard there as he prevents the ball down the line from Pube. Throw in for Atletico, just shy of the halfway line down their right. And Atletico Madrid, who've already lost 5 times in the Champions League this season, have got to do it. They've got to do it all again and try and turn this around. They've started the second half well, though, as they come forward towards the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. That's a poor cross, though, from this near side by Pube. Cleared out towards the far side. Arsenal got to be careful here. They don't try and sit on this one-goal lead. But Atletico are going to have to be far more proactive than they were in that first half. Happy to sit back and allow Arsenal to have the majority of the possession in that first 45 minutes. The stats tell us that Arsenal had about 67-68% possession in that first period. It is Atletico, though, trying to force the issue at the start of the second half. Here's Lenormand midway inside the Arsenal half. Low ball out towards this near side. Griezmann, that's a poor one from Griezmann, straight to Declan Rice, and Arsenal can bring it clear now then. Could spring a break on. Trossard over the halfway line, only Gyökeres ahead of him. The Belgian holds it up, and then he had his shirt pulled by Llorente. That'll be a free kick, and that's the closest we've come to a yellow card. I wouldn't be surprised if Llorente goes in, but the referees, I think he's doing the right thing. He's refereeing this game well, Daniel Siebert. And the problem is, once he gives one yellow card, that's when the floodgates can open. It's a lovely turn by Trossard around Llorente. Llorente just pulls his shirt, goes down, free kick to Arsenal. It was a sloppy ball by Anton Griezmann initially. Just don't expect that from the Frenchman. So confident and so assured on the ball. Declan Rice will take the free kick. It's about 15 yards inside the Atletico half, just to the left of centre. And Rice, is he going to clip one in here? Gabriel is up. Just goes short to Miles Lewis-Skelly in the end, who goes out to goal scorer Bukayo Saka, down the line to White. White's going to get the cross in, and Gabriel goes down inside the penalty area. Nothing giving an Atletico clear long. Rice is underneath it with the header clear, and it'll fall at the feet of Saliba, who loops one out towards the near side, but he gets too much on it as he tries to find Trossard. Throw in for Atletico, midway inside their own half. Let's have a look at this one. It comes in right-footed. Gabriel just lost his footing in the end, actually. He's battling with Robin Lenormand. Atletico going to get a free kick here as Miles Lewis-Skelly brings down Anton Griezmann. So free kick for Atletico, just outside the centre circle, inside their own half. 5 minutes played at the start of the second here at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Atletico 0. Here come Atletico. That's another poor ball, though, which is going to be dealt with by Trossard down this near side. Plays it in the end off of Pube. Out of play. Throw in for Arsenal. Really Really impressive atmosphere at the start of kickoff, and it's held throughout and been increased by that goal on the stroke of half-time by Bukayo Saka for Arsenal. It will be enough, but don't write Atletico off yet, as that throw-in's gone long towards Gyökeres, I think it is, who's gone down, but the referee is not buying that one, and Atletico have it midway inside their own half with Lenormand. He's going to go long, right-footed. There's the header from Saliba. Oh, it's Lookman around the goalkeeper. What an opportunity. Gabriel challenges him. It goes wide. He wants the penalty. The referee says corner, nothing more. Well, what a huge error that was by William Saliba. You just don't expect it. It was a long ball forward, and Saliba, well, let's have a look at this. The long ball forward, first of all, is he onside? Lookman. Ball goes forward. Saliba heads back to the David Raya, sells him short. And in the end, I think that the ball goes round the goalkeeper. It's Simeone, by the way. And Gabriel gets his toe on it, puts it behind, but he wanted too long. Simeone goes round the goalkeeper. He gets one touch. He just sort of loses his footing slightly, actually, which just allows Gabriel to toe it away. And he's, well, that's a get-out-of-free jail card for Arsenal, really. In comes the corner, and a really good punch from David Raya. And the shot comes in, which is blazed over the crossbar. And I think it was Pubi with the shot. But William Saliba will be the most relieved man in this stadium after that poor header back to David Raya. Put Arsenal in trouble. And really good work by Gabriel to prevent Simeone from equalising. He had rounded David Raya, but Gabriel was there. Got his toe to it, put it behind for the corner. But it's still on a knife edge, isn't it, this semi-final? Ball's back with Jan Oblak now, the Atletico goalkeeper. Remember, these two sides already met this season here at the Emirates. And it was a second-half super show, really, from Arsenal. It was 0-0 at half-time in that group phase game. And Arsenal ran out 4-0 winners in the second half with a really, really assured display. And anything similar to that in this second half. And Arsenal will be dreaming, and they'll be booking the hotels, the fans, to Budapest. Calafiori's got a throw in for Arsenal here, level with the edge of the Atletico penalty area, down the Arsenal left, finds Miles Lewis-Skelly, back to the Italian, loses possession, that's sloppy from Calafiori, and Llorente brings it clear. Infield it goes, good ball to Griezmann, this is promising. Griezmann now down the centre towards Lookman, brilliant defending from Ben White to get it clear, but it falls for Llorente again down this near side, and then he's robbed of possession by Trossard because he's just a little bit too casual on the ball in the end. Back to Gabriel, clears long, left-footed, towards the halfway line, tangle between, yet again, Gyökeres and Romain Lenormand. That's a really good battle going on there, and in the end the ball evades both of them, but it bounces kindly for Atletico. Koke has it. Atletico have definitely stepped it up since the break. They offered very little in a game of very, very few opportunities. Griezmann trying to pull the strings, ball with the outside of the boot to Lenormand. On it goes down this near side to Pubi, back towards Lenormand again, and now David Hansko flicks one out towards the far side, beautifully taken down as well by Ruggeri. On to Griezmann. Griezmann again loses possession. Now Declan Rice can bring it clear, and Arsenal are happy to play on the break in this second half, and Declan Rice is striding through the middle. Still Declan Rice releases it to Gyökeres. Gyökeres gets the shot away, it's blocked. And Atletico can bring it clear. Thought for a moment Rice was just going to do it all on his own. I think this is the pattern for the second half, I really do. Atletico are likely to have the possession, trying to force the issue to get the goal. And Arsenal will be a threat on the break, where a second goal could well, particularly in a game, a tie this tight, could settle the affair. Here's Simeone. That's a lovely ball towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Ball comes in, but that's another poor one. And Arsenal will clear through Trossard, finds Calafiori. Down the line to Trossard, lovely link-up play between the Italian and the Belgian. Calafiori's continued his run down that left-hand side, and he's got it as well. Now then, over the halfway line comes Riccardo Calafiori. Gyökeres is making the run ahead of him, and he'll get the ball left-hand side of the penalty. I need some support here, the Swede. Goes back to Calafiori, of all people. Now Calafiori. Still Calafiori. Should have released the ball quicker. Runs into trouble, loses possession. It was brave from the Italian, but just a little bit too much in the end. Here's Simeone. You can already feel the game is opening up a bit more, and that's due to Atletico trying to force the issue here as the Emirates roar goes again. Koke just outside the penalty area. Now towards the far side, Ruggieri. Closed down by Bukayo Saka. Back infield to Hanchko now. Griezmann, that's a lovely ball infield to Alvarez, who's again in that deep position inside the centre circle. Finds Llorente. Llorente on towards his near side, and Pubi. Again picked up by Griezmann with the shot. Pushed clear by the goalkeeper. And is there a foul in there? Gabriel's gone down. And there's a free kick. Griezmann's gone down as well, but the free kick's already given. And it'll be a free kick to Arsenal. But that was worrying for Arsenal. Griezmann with the shot. It's a good save by David Raya. It almost comes back towards the player who is Pubi. And then according to the referee, he fouls Gabriel as he challenged for it. And it'll be a free kick to Arsenal inside their own penalty area. Gabriel is back on his feet. Still no changes for either side. 56 minutes played. And I guess that emphasis is more on... The emphasis is more on Atletico to force the issue here in the second half, of course, and maybe make the changes. They are certainly trying to force the issue, and Antoine Griezmann is getting more and more involved in this game in the second half. I never quite work out whether Griezmann's hair has naturally gone grey or whether he's dyed it. Still looks fantastic, even at the age of 35, the Frenchman. And now then, Atletico are making a change by the looks of things. Just before the hour mark. Oh, goodness me, he's going for it here. 3 changes. Wow. Well, this is a real big roll of the dice, isn't it, for Diego Simeone. He's seen enough. 11, 12 minutes into the second half. And he's felt the need to make 3 changes. Arsenal are also going to make some changes, by the way. And Capier is going to come on for Calafiori. So Calafiori off and Capier on. And it looks as if Noni Madueke's being readied as well. Madueke, the ex-Chelsea man, is going to replace Bukayo... sorry, not Bukayo Saka at all. Eberechi Eze. He's had quite a quiet evening, to be fair. Noni Madueke on. Just to clear up those Atletico changes then. So it's a triple change for them. And coming on, the American Johnny Cardoso. Alexander Sorloth, the big Norwegian, he'll offer a different threat. And the third change is the Argentinian Molina. And the 3 players that have come off, Simeone has gone, Lenormand has gone, and so too has Ademola Lookman, the Nigerian. So, Bukayo Saka is coming off as well. It's 3, this is very unusual. 3 changes each for both teams. And Martin Odegaard picks up the captain's armband because he's replacing the goal scorer, Bukayo Saka. So, 6 changes, all just before the hour mark. And this gives a whole different picture, I think, to this game. A little bit disjointed, you'd feel, but which team will benefit more from the changes? So Odegaard is on. There's a free kick inside the centre circle that goes Arsenal's way as Miles Lewis-Skelly is brought down. And just battling with the substitute. It was Johnny Cardoso climbing all over the back of him. Now here come Arsenal again. Ben White goes out to Madueke over on the far side. First opportunity for him. Might come back to Odegaard. Odegaard with a shot. Blazes it over the bar. Couldn't keep it down, the Norwegian. His first touch. What an introduction that would have been for Martin Odegaard. It's set up nicely for him just outside the penalty area. Left-footed. Try to curl it towards the far post, but gets right underneath it. Behind for a goal kick. First real sight of goal Arsenal have had in this second half. So just to confirm all those changes, because there have been a lot of them, Arsenal have taken off Calafiori, Eberechi Eze and Bukayo Saka. On have come Capier, Madueke and Odegaard. And for Atletico Madrid, Lenormand, Lookman and Simeone off. And Cardoso, Molina and Sorloth have come on. So the big number 9, the big Norwegian, is on, which may result in Atletico going a little bit more direct as Rice goes long down the right-hand side. Keeper's come, and keeper's got it just before Gyökeres, and the referee's given a free kick there anyway, but Gyökeres not happy with the decision. It was a ball he had to go for. The ball played over the top. And yes, he's nudged into Jan Oblak, who's absolutely fine, by the way. He's getting back to his feet now. I think he was possibly just hoping maybe a yellow card would arrive. Still no yellow cards, by the way, in this game. And we've reached the hour mark. Rice it was with the long ball forward. Just got a little bit too much on it. And Oblak came rushing off his line to grab that ball before the Swede could. Long ball forward now for Atletico. Griezmann. Trossard gets back, can't shake him off the ball. Griezmann tries to get the shot in, won't fall for Sorloth. Clear to Llorente. Llorente down this near side it goes. Koke. They look far more dangerous, Atletico, in this second half. They really do. They offered very little threat in that first half. Similar to the first leg, though, to be fair. In a game of very, very few opportunities. Well, a tie of very few opportunities. We've played... What have we played now? An hour tonight, an hour and a half, so 2.5 hours played. 2 penalties and 1 goal tapped in from Bukayo Saka, which may ultimately be the difference between these sides, but plenty of time for Atletico to change all that. Koke with possession, right-hand side of the penalty area. Out towards his near side it goes. Here's Llorente. They then go long through Lenormand. I think we'll see a lot of that. Saliba with the header clear. Further clearance from Nkapie. Trossard brings it down, finds Nkapie, scoops it down the line towards Gyökeres. Again, there's that battle, and in the end, good defending from Pubi to put the ball out of play. Thrown for Arsenal just inside the Atletico Madrid half. And really, really good battle. He's been a real handful tonight, Victor Gyökeres. Nkapie throw in for Arsenal, midway inside the Atletico half, down the Arsenal left. On in place of Ricardo Calafiori. He'll offer a little bit more defensive strength. Possibly not so flashy going forward. The Ecuadorian as his Italian teammate. Llorente with the throw in now for Atletico. Bring it clear, straight to Nkapie though. That's a sloppy one from Nkapie, and Alvarez with a lovely ball with the outside of the boot over towards the far side. Ruggieri brings it over the halfway line. Immediately goes back in field to Johnny Cardoso, one of these substitutes, on to Alvarez. He really is the threat, isn't he? Cardoso again, scoops it out towards Llorente, brings it down on the chest. Down the line it goes, wants the ball back edge of the penalty area. Trossard can't shake him off the ball, but Rice can. Arsenal have it back. Trossard loops it out towards the far side, but there's nobody there in an Arsenal shirt, and he'll go to play. So throw into Atletico, just inside the Arsenal half, down the Atletico lane. He's going to make another change here, Diego Simeone. Hasn't taken him long, has it? And Alex Baena, the Villarreal man, came in for 42 million euros in the summer. He's being readied. Atletico are going to win a free kick for a challenge by Ødegaard. And that one will be midway inside the Arsenal half, just a few yards infield from that far touchline. But that'll give Atletico the opportunity to make this 4th change now. He's not holding back, is he, Diego Simeone? 4 changes, and we've only played 18 minutes of the second half. And Alex Baena, in fact, he's not going to come on before this free kick. It looks as if Griezmann's going to take this first. So the free kick is about, well, it's midway inside the Arsenal half, about 15 yards infield from the left-hand touchline. And Arsenal, who've kept so many clean sheets this season, if they keep one more tonight, they're in the Champions League final. It's as simple as that. Griezmann with the cross in, and Arsenal deal with that and get it clear. Baena, now Alvarez back to goal, 35 yards out, goes back to Baena again. Towards, sorry, not Baena, he's not come on the field yet, as he Cardoso. And in the end, Atletico are forced all the way back towards the halfway line with Koke. On to Alvarez again in that deep position, the Argentinian. Oh, gets the ball back again now, right-hand side of the penalty area. There's the cross straight into the arms of David Raya. Nice and simple for the Spaniard, who bowls it out to Rice. And Arsenal are quite happy playing on the counter in this second half. Declan Rice, just shy of the halfway line. I think the crowd wanted him to get that ball forward a little bit quicker. Ødegaard sweeps it onto Nkapie, left-hand side of the centre circle. On it goes to Trossard. He's had a good game tonight, Trossard. Worked his way back into this team. It was a flip of a coin, wasn't it, between him and Martinelli as to who was going to start down that left-hand side for Arsenal. Martinelli's best performances this season have actually come in the Champions League for Arsenal. Now it's club captain Ødegaard. Picked up that captain's armband from Bukayo Saka as he replaced him. Saka Still not quite ready for a full 90. And they'll need him in the Premier League run-in. Here's Trossard down this near side on the halfway line. Goes down the line. That's a lovely ball to Hincapié now then. Hincapié with the cross. Gyökeres over the bar. What a chance. Could have been 2-0. What a ball in from Hincapié. It was a difficult one on the half volley from Gyökeres. Couple of yards over the bar. What a goal that would have been. Brilliant ball, first of all, from Trossard down the line. Picks it up on the halfway line. Hincapié makes the run. He's definitely onside. And it's a first-time ball into Gyökeres in between the two defenders. Ooh, it's an opportunity. It's not an easy one. He just can't keep it down on the half volley. Gyökeres from about, well, he's pretty much stood on the penalty spot, so 12 yards out. Oblak sees it go over the bar. That could have been the moment for Arsenal. It really could have been, but it remains 1-0. And it's still on a knife edge here at the Emirates. A second goal would surely settle it in this game that's been so tight. Goal kick then for Atletico. Playing out from the back. And two changes made, in fact, by... He's really going for it, isn't he, Diego Simeone? He really is. He's taken off probably their two most famous players, Alvarez and Griezmann, but they've both gone. They've both been replaced. And they've been replaced by, I did mention that Alex Baena was coming on, and Almada is the other one. Thiago Almada, another Argentinian, has come on as well. He's gone for it here, Diego Simeone. I'm surprised to see Griezmann and particularly Alvarez go off, though. That's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. More good work by Mars Lewis Skelly. He's been brilliant tonight, the 19-year-old. He's only ever scored one goal for Arsenal. Mars Lewis Skelly. It was quite a famous one as well. It was in a thumping victory against Manchester City last season here at the Emirates. Lovely goal as well, right-footed curler beyond the Man City goalkeeper. And from absolutely nowhere, Mikel Arteta has decided he's going to be part of that trio in midfield for the Gunners. He played there at the weekend, and he's got the nod again tonight ahead of Martin Zubimendi, who is on the bench, by the way. We are midway through the second half. Arsenal are 22.5 minutes plus stoppage time away from a Champions League final against either Bayern Munich or Paris Saint-Germain. Lovely ball by Mars Lewis Skelly. Can Trossard get there? No, he can't. Just didn't quite have the legs, the Belgian. It's brilliant vision from Mars Lewis Skelly. Lovely ball in between the right back and the right-sided centre-back. Scampering down towards the byline. Trossard just couldn't wrap his foot around it. Again, playing out from the back here. Out towards Llorente now, down this near side. Goes down the line. It's not a particularly good ball. Sorloth, though, gets there and loses it. Trossard now. Holds it up. I think he was just holding up because I think he thought the referee's whistle was going to go for the foul on Sorloth, but it was never coming from Daniel Siebert, and so he flicks it back to Declan Rice, who's just put in a Declan Rice performance. That's all you need to know, really, about Declan Rice tonight. It's just been classic, typical Declan Rice, who has, of course, experienced victory in Europe for West Ham. Now, Mars Lewis Skelly, 1-2 between himself and Hincapié. Now Trossard. Again, Hincapié down the line, and again he finds him. Hincapié now goes down towards the byline, but tries to knock it past the defender, and Pubi stands tall, wins the ball back, and clears for Atletico. Now Llorente has to go back towards the right back position. Drilled clear. That's a poor one out of defence. Now Ben White has it. White with the shot, which is dragged well wide. He just suddenly saw the headlines there. I think Ben White, it was a poor clearance out of defence. Really, really sloppy out of defence from Molina. And Ben White thought, why not? I'll have a go. Talked about Mars Lewis Skelly only having scored one goal for Arsenal. Ben White scored 7. But it's been a while, hasn't it? That would have been unquestionably the most famous one he scored. I think the most famous one he scored was against Chelsea here. I think it was a couple of seasons ago where he floated one in on the volley, and we all wondered whether he meant it or not, or whether it was supposed to be a cross, and well, he assured us he did mean it. The ex-Brighton man. Goal kick then for Atletico as we head into the last 20 minutes. Arsenal head it forward, but it will drop kindly for Atletico. Over on the far side, Ruggieri. What have Atletico got left in them? They started the second half really well, actually. but it's fizzled out lately. I don't think those changes, all those changes they've made have particularly helped them. But here's Llorente down this near side. Steadies himself, right-footed ball in. Gabriel with the header. David Raya will come and David Raya will claim. Now, this will be interesting. Will David Raya release this quickly, or will he keep hold of it for Arsenal? Second semi-final coming up tomorrow night. What a match that first leg was. PSG 5, Bayern Munich 4. It's in the balance. Really good work again from Gyökeres, bringing that ball down and finding Trossard. Now then, can he flick it back onto Gyökeres? Oh, he nearly could, but he wins a corner. And he gets the crowd going again, the Swede. He's had a really good night, Gyökeres. He could cap it off with a goal, I tell you. 21 in all competitions. Well, they did say if Arsenal could just get somebody in, a fox in the box, somebody who can put away the chances and score 20-plus goals a season, then that could be enough, and it could well be enough because he's gone over the 20-goal mark in all competitions after his brace at the weekend. Wins Arsenal's fourth corner of the evening to be taken from the far side. Declan Rice will take it. Of course, the corner taker on the other side has now gone off, but worry not for Arsenal because they've got Martin Odegaard, who's pretty adept at sending in left-footed in-swingers anyway from that far side. But this one coming in from the right-hand side, from Declan Rice, right-footed in from the left-hand side, right-footed in-swinging. In it comes, headed clear. It'll be retrieved by Madueke, right-hand side of the penalty area. Twisting, turning, down towards the byline. Brilliant work. Can he keep his balance? He can. He gets the cross in, but it's gone wide. Well, he wants a free kick, I think, does he? Not going to get it. And Arsenal are readying Martin Zubamendi, so this will be their fourth change. Atletico, of course, have already made their 5. And you would assume that Zubamendi would come on for Miles Lewis-Skelly, but it remains to be seen. Now, what's going on here at the moment? Atletico have tried to take the goal kick, but there's enough. Arsenal man down is there, and it will be Miles Lewis-Skelly, and I think that's probably why Zubamendi's been rushed to come on maybe a little bit quicker than maybe he was going to. Yep, indeed, the trainer is on. Atletico, runners-up 3 times in this competition. 1974, they lost to Bayern Munich. And they then famously lost twice in 3 years to their city rivals Real. Both so painful. One, they were about a minute away from winning it and ended up losing in extra time. And then 2 years later, they lost on penalties. They have won the Europa League, though, on 3 occasions, 2010, 2012 and 2018, and won the Cup Winners' Cup in 72. Arsenal have been victorious in Europe, but you've got to go back a bit for that. Intercity Fairs Cup in 1970, UEFA Cup in 1994. They've never won Old Big Ears, as it's known as, Europe's premier competition. Indeed, the change is made, and it is Miles Lewis-Skelly, replaced by Martin Zubamendi, who's got a big 17 minutes plus stoppage time here. The biggest 17 minutes plus stoppage time, I was going to say in his career, but maybe not, of course, because, of course, he played in the Spanish team that won the Euros, of course, and famously came on for Rodri after he got injured. Long ball forward now for Atletico. That's dealt with by Arsenal, and it goes all the way back to Oblak. Oblak goes low out towards the edge of his penalty area. Koke back to the D again. Just can't seem to find a way out here at the moment, Atletico. Back again it goes to Oblak, and Arsenal will take this all day. Oblak's going to have to go long. Drills it right-footed. It's ball down by Sorloth. Does really well there, the big German. Second touch not quite so good, but it falls kindly for Koke out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Sorloth inside that penalty area. He offers the threat, but that ball is cut out at the near post, but it will be an Atletico Madrid corner as Ben White puts it behind. And this corner to be taken by Alex Baena, and of course right in front of the Atletico fans over in that corner between the East Stand and the clock end here at the Emirates. As they raise the volume now. In comes this corner, headed clear by Gyökeres at the near post. Now Arsenal could break here if they get it right, but they can't. And out towards the far side it goes by Molina. Cross has got to come in for Atletico. It does. There's a little flick on there, and that'll go harmlessly out towards his near side, and Gabriel will probably just shepherd that one out. Well, he would have shepherded out for a goal kick, but he gets pushed over by Alexander Sorloth, and that'll just eat up more time, and that's all Arsenal need at the moment, isn't it? The clock is against Diego Simeone, as animated as ever on that touchline. I'd love to put a Fitbit on him and see how many steps he does in a football match. He's just constantly on the go, isn't he? And he must lose his voice as well, because he never stops talking. Mikel Arteta asks for calm. Free kick to Arsenal then, left-hand side of their own penalty area after Gabriel was brought down. David Raya goes long. We're inside the last 15 now. Flick on by Zubamendi, and a fall for Llorente. Llorente out towards this near touchline, and Molina loses possession now. Can Arsenal take advantage? Gyökeres now advancing towards the edge of the penalty area. Oh my goodness me, he gets it all wrong with the shot. Slices it well wide. I think that was Gyökeres' chance to see the back page headlines. Just broke kindly for him, but he had a better option, which was Noni Madueke towards his right-hand side. But he fancied the right-footed curler, but he didn't curl it whatsoever. In fact, he sliced it into the north bank towards our left-hand side. It's another goal kick for Atletico Madrid. Again, he goes long. There's the flick on by Sorloth. Gabriel deals with it. And then it's drilled on by David Raya. Koke picks it up inside the centre circle, though, for Atleti. On it goes towards Almada. Low ball out towards the far side. Will they get one big opportunity, Atletico? You feel they probably will. They've had one in this second half, which was that mix-up, really, where Saliba headed it back to David Raya and sold him short, and he had to be helped out by Gabriel. Otherwise, it would have been an equaliser. Now, running down the left-hand side is Almada, down towards the corner flag. Cross right-footed, David Raya comes. David Raya claims all day. David Raya, comfortable as ever with that ball in. There's going to be a lot of those. Gabriel appears to have hurt himself as the ball came in. I don't know if he actually clashed with Saliba. Just looking at a replay of it. Yeah, ooh, that's a nasty one, actually. He gets a knock from the left knee of David Raya. David Raya came to claim it. His left knee collided with Gabriel on the left-hand side. Now, I don't know if this will count as a head injury or not, and whether the necessary checks will need to be made. It's still Arsenal 1, Atletico Madrid 0, as it has been since Bukayo Saka gave Arsenal the lead right on the stroke of half-time. A tap-in after the initial shot from Leandro Trossard was saved by Jan Oblak. It fell so kindly for the England international, who tapped in and ran to the crowd, pointing to his chest. Now, long ball forward for Arsenal. Again, beautifully brought down by Gyökeres. Finds Madueke, right-hand side of the penalty area. Noni Madueke down towards the byline. Can he cross this one back? No, he can't. And he's robbed a possession as well. And Atleti will go long towards Sorloth. But Zubamendi's there for Arsenal. Back to Rice. Rice goes out towards the far side. Lovely ball from him. Down the line. Madueke infield to Ødegaard. Ødegaard onto Gyökeres. Loses possession. And Madueke does well to win it back now down towards the byline. Can he get the cross in this time, Madueke? No, he can't. Well, he held up, nailed up. I think he was waiting for support more than anything. And in the end, it never came. Really good work from Trossard. Now then, can he get the cross in? No, it comes to nothing. It's back to Oblak. 12 minutes to play. Oblak's going to go long down the centre. Again, really poor distribution from the goalkeeper. Straight to an Arsenal player, Saliba. Rice. I think Arsenal can sense a second here. I think the crowd can. And put this game to bed. Ødegaard. Ødegaard advancing towards the edge of the penalty area. Onto Gyökeres. Back to goal. Can he smuggle it towards Zubamendi? He can. Zubamendi now. Goes out towards Rice again. Now Madueke. Ødegaard. Right corner of the penalty area. Down towards the byline it goes. Ben White is there. White gets the cross in. Straight into the arms of Oblak. Nobody at the near post for Arsenal. Wasn't a great cross from Rice, from Ben White in the end, to be fair. Oblak bowls it out. Just over 10 to play. Still Arsenal leading a goal to nil, but it's on a knife edge. A goal from Atleti changes everything, doesn't it? They have the ball inside the centre circle. On it goes from Koke out towards the far side. Sorloth will chase, and Sorloth will keep the ball in play. They need him in the penalty area, really, Sorloth, but maybe he can deliver here. No, he can't. Holds it up though, does hold up possession, does keep possession for Atleti, and then a poor ball in which Ben White will deal with, and Arsenal will bring it away. Saliba goes long towards the halfway line. They've got to be careful here, Arsenal, not to drop too deep. They've just cleared the lines, but straight to the halfway line where Atletico are on the way again. Llorente with the cross, that will be dealt with all day by Gabriel. Heads it clear. It'll be retrieved though down this near side as the Arsenal fans encourage their team again. They just can't keep clearing it out and giving it back to Atleti. It's Thiago Almada. Ball edge in the penalty area. Llorente's made the run. Can he keep it in play? He can. It's a good cross. Palmed clear by David Raya before Sorloth could get on the end of it. And Ben White brings it clear. Now, could this be the break Arsenal were looking for? No, it's not, because Madueke, not good enough from him. Couldn't keep possession. Atleti come edge of the penalty area. Might come through for Llorente. It's a shot, and it's a tame one in the end, which goes through to David Raya. But that was poor from Noni Madueke. Just wasn't committed enough to win that ball. Lovely little flick by Sorloth, by the way. He's a big man, but that was a lovely touch by him. Long ball forward for Arsenal. Gyökeres backing in. Gyökeres wants the free kick. Is he going to get it? He is going to get it, and the yellow card finally has come out. Well, how long's it been? 81st minute. The ball forward, and it's Mark Pubi tugging the shirt of the Swede, and he becomes the first man to go into the book here in the 82nd minute. Not a good game, to be fair, the ex-Atalanta man, but he goes into Daniel Siebert's book. It'll eat up a bit more time, and it'll also give Arsenal a bit of an opportunity. So then, free kick to Arsenal, dangerous position. The Emirates crowd go again, raising the volume here, trying to see their team home and through to just their second ever Champions League final. Now, dare I say it, is this a similar position, this free kick, to the Declan Rice second goal that he scored against against Real Madrid, I should say, last season? I think it's a little bit further out, actually. And in fact, I don't think Arsenal or Declan Rice will be going for goal, but we shall see. It's all of 35 yards plus to left of centre. Behind it is Declan Rice and Ødegaard, so you've got the left foot and the right foot option. It's probably about 5 yards further out. It's in exactly the same position as far as left of centre goes from that goal against Real Madrid, but about 5 yards further back, and I think that makes all the difference, and I don't think that Arsenal will be going for goal here, but it'll be clipped in. The likes of Gabriel Saliba are up. Ødegaard is behind it now because Rice has walked away. Left-footed, Ødegaard clips it in, and there's the header, which is going to loop well over the bar, and it was Saliba who got his head on the end of it, but harmlessly into the north bank towards our left-hand side. Decent delivery from Martin Ødegaard. Change for Arsenal. Their fifth change. And I think it's going to be a straight swap, is it? Martinelli for Trossard. He's put in a real shift this evening as Leandro Trossard. And he comes towards this near side to be replaced by a guy who you want on the pitch in these situations because he's got incredible pace. He's great on the break, is Martinelli. We've seen it so many times with him scoring breakaway goals, and he could score the most famous breakaway goal he's ever scored if he can get one here today at the end of this match, because Atletico have to continue to press to try and find this equaliser, and Arsenal will try and pick them off on the break if they can. Madueke does well to win the ball back over on the far side as Atletico play out from the back. Now still Madueke. Can he get it through to Ødegaard? No, he can't. It harmlessly goes through to Jan Oblak, who bowls out towards the left-back position. Again, Atletico go all the way back towards the edge of their penalty area. It's square across the 18-yard line. Bubi. Now it's Llorente down the line. It's not a great one. Straight to Hincapié. And Gabriel turns left-footed and goes back to his goalkeeper, David Raya. Raya kicks long, right-footed. Down the centre again towards Gyökeres. And again, Gyökeres has it, but he touches it a little bit heavy this time. Martinelli will chase out towards this near side. Goes out of play. Throw into Atletico Madrid, right next to the corner flag. Down their right-hand side. We've got 6 minutes left on the clock. And I don't think we'll have a great deal of injury time as well. We don't tend to see as much injury time in Europe as we do in the Premier League. And I can't think of many changes. Martinelli now down towards the byline. Does really well. Wins the corner. Llorente sliding in. Arsenal will take the corner at this stage. 5 to their name. Mikel Arteta continues to pace the touchline. Llorente gets back, and to be fair, I think Martinelli was quite happy to take it, the corner anyway. So from this near side, the Arsenal left-hand side, Declan Rice with a right-footed in-swinger, or will they? Or will they go short, possibly? Ben White looking at the far post. Saliba, Gabriel, they're all there. fingernails are starting to be bit. It's a little bit early for that, isn't it? Is that for stoppage time? But those fingernails will no longer need to be bitten if Arsenal could find a goal from this set piece and put this game to bed. Rice, and it comes towards the far post, and Gabriel arrives and completely misses it, I think, at the far post. It was tough. He was looking to just sort of head it across the 6-yard area. Arrives late. And just sort of jumped on the back of Koke. Goal kick down the centre, Sorloth. Little flick on Zubimendi is there though for Arsenal. And he's got the wheels fresh off the bench. Goes long towards Gyökeres. Won't fall for him this time. And Atleti go long. That could be a nice ball, actually, edge of the penalty area. Now then, this could be promising. Here's Sorloth with the chance. Can't get the ball out from under his feet. That was a huge opportunity for Atletico, and he completely missed it. Now, Arsenal, can they break? Ødegaard over on the far side. Just holds it up. Back to White. White's going to go long. Madueke will chase, but it's not going to find the ex-Chelsea man. And back to the goalkeeper. Well, I said, would they get a big chance? Is that going to be the big chance for Alexander Sorloth? Inside the penalty, I just completely missed his kick. Clearance from the goalkeeper, another poor one. Straight to the head of Declan Rice. Now can Zubimendi get this one for Arsenal? No, he can't. Atletico can bring it away down this near side. But in the end, Koke has to go back to the goalkeeper. Had no outlet, and again, Oblak will go long down the centre. Well, that's going to be a free kick as Sorloth just stupidly jumps onto the back of Gabriel. Gabriel will take that one all day and he'll just eat up more time. Probably a little bit of frustration, I'd say, from the Norwegian for fluffing his lines there, because he actually kicked it onto his other leg. Left-footed, Gabriel comes sliding in. Probably puts him off a little bit. But he had a free shot there, about 10 yards from goal. And it was the first time really in this second half that Arsenal actually looked stretched, because it was a long ball forward for Diego Simeone's men, and they looked stretched, Arsenal. And they haven't looked that way at all. Well, in the whole match, really. David Raya goes long. Looks for Gyökeres. There's the header towards the edge of the penalty area. Volleyed clear for Atleti. There's the battle again between Sorloth and Gabriel. Sorloth wins it on this occasion. Now then, this is promising. The Norwegian advances forward, then knocks it out towards the inside right-left position. Floated out towards this near side. Brought down beautifully as well by Almada. And then Almada just overruns it and Arsenal get it clear. That was poor from him. Arsenal just go long. It'll be retrieved. And it'll be retrieved for Atleti. And back to the goalkeeper by Pubi. Pubi low out towards the far side. Atletico got to be careful here, but that's a foul by Zubimendi all day. So free kick to Atleti, midway inside their own half. 2 minutes of the 90 remaining. Arsenal 1, Atletico Madrid 0, 2-1 on aggregate. And unless Atletico can find something in the next 2 minutes by stoppage time and force extra time, then it'll be Arsenal taking their place in the final of the Champions League to play either PSG or Bayern Munich. It's been a tight affair. Both games have been so incredibly tight. Two of the best defences in Europe. That's what we're seeing here. It was 2 penalties from the first leg, 1 apiece. Here's Llorente down this near side. Goes down the line. It's not a great ball, but they still kept possession. And it's Almada. Almada back to Koke. Square to his left. There's the ball scooped out towards the left-hand side. Ball's got to come into the box, surely, towards Sorloth, who's, what is he, 6'4", 6'5", might even be bigger than that, the Norwegian. And you feel that Atleti go for a shot. Goodness me, that was desperation more than anything else from Alex Boehner. 35 yards out, right-footed. There was nothing on for him. And in the end, he just thinks, why not? Gets the shot in. It's a decent connection, to be fair, but David Raya watches it fly into the clock end towards our right-hand side. And we are now in to the 90th minute here at the Emirates. And Arsenal are tantalisingly close to the Champions League final. They're tantalisingly close to the Premier League title as well, aren't they? What a season this could turn out to be for the Gunners. They're still on course for an historic double of Champions League and Premier League. At the moment, it's all about the Champions League. David Raya kicks long. Clipped forward by Zubimendi. Martinelli. Now Ødegaard. Ødegaard is being fouled, but he carries on. Good strength from him. Out towards Martinelli. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Martinelli back to Ødegaard. Ødegaard back to Martinelli. Ooh, and Llorente manages to get it away before Martinelli can. Now here's big Sorloth down this near side. Just being held up by Gabriel. Goes back towards Llorente in the right-back position. And we're just waiting for the 4th official to come out. What's going on here? I think we had two balls on the pitch, possibly. Free kick to Atletico Madrid as we enter stoppage time, of which there will be 5 minutes. 5 minutes for Atletico Madrid to find a goal and force extra time. 5 minutes for Arsenal to hang on and make their way into their second ever Champions League final. Long ball forward now from Llorente. It's got to be long. It's got to be route one now, isn't it, from Atletico. Rice, he hasn't stopped all evening. He hasn't stopped all season. Goes long. Now Gyökeres will chase this one. Atleti put it out of play. Throw in for Arsenal. Down this near side. Mikel Arteta's grabbing the ball. You'd think he'd want to hold it up, wouldn't you? You'd think they want to take their time with this throw in, Arsenal. On the halfway line down their left-hand side. And Cappier drives the ball with his shirt. He'll take as long as he possibly can to take this throw in, much to the disgust and despair of Diego Simeone, who's on the touchline there, as ever. Arsenal fans so desperate to roar at the final whistle. The ball's gone out, and it'll be a throw-in for Atleti. Midway inside their own half, down their right side. Llorente will take it. They've just got to hold firm here, Arsenal, for 4 more minutes as Atleti go back towards the edge of their penalty area. The ball goes out towards the left-hand side, just shy of the halfway line. Koke now picks it up inside the centre circle. Koke, right-footed, drills it long, and it's going to be too long. It's a really poor one, and it'll go out of play for a goal kick, and Cappier ensures it does. Goal kick to Arsenal. Bukayo Saka looks as if he's going to be the hero with that goal on the stroke of half-time to send Arsenal into this final in Budapest on the last Saturday of May. Arsenal could be Premier League champions by that stage as well, of course. 3 games to go. It's in their hands. 3 games against West Ham, Burnley and Crystal Palace. If they win those 3, it doesn't matter what Manchester City do. Arsenal will be the Premier League champions. I'm laughing because Diego Simeone finally gets his obligatory yellow card on the touchline, complaining about something or other. David Raya goes long for Arsenal. Zubamendi gets a flick on towards Gyökeres. Llorente gets it clear. Out towards this near side it goes. Out of play, and Cappier with a last touch. Throw into Atleti on the halfway line down there, right-hand side. Molina will take it. No, he won't. Molina's going to leave it actually for Llorente. So Llorente to take this throw in for Atleti. Hurls it forward. Sorloth does get a flick on, but that's going to go all the way through to Declan Rice, who clears out of defence. Zubamendi, clipped forward by the left-hand side towards Gyökeres. Gyökeres surely was being pulled there, wasn't he? Was gone out of play anyway. It's an Arsenal throw-in. Looked as if Gyökeres was having his shirt pulled. Referee's having none of it, but it will be an Arsenal throw-in on the halfway line. 5 minutes of stoppage time, by the way. We've played 3. And it's just got to be a case of keep ball now for Arsenal, isn't it? Surely. 2 minutes. Nails being bitten everywhere around the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal so close to this Champions League final. And in fact, the referee has given a free kick to Arsenal for that tug on the shirt from Gyökeres, who's done really well this evening, the Swede. And Arsenal just need to get it into the corners now, surely. Declan Rice will take this free kick. It's on the halfway line, a few yards infield from the left-hand touchline for Arsenal in front of the West Stand. They're waiting to explode. Rice goes down towards the corner flag. And who's the last touch come off? Is it Gyökeres? It is. Throw in for Atletico. We're heading into the last minute of stoppage time. Arsenal have the ball where they want it to be. Well, it's the visitors who have possession, but it's deep inside the Arsenal half. Saliba with the header clear as they go long. A little bit of head tennis, and Zubamendi fires it clear. Llorente volleys it out towards the far side. Arsenal head it clear, out towards that left-hand touchline. And Saliba whacks it clear, down towards his near side. Martinelli will give chase. It goes out of play. And Atletico Madrid will have a throw-in. Midway inside their own half, down their right-hand side. And Atletico aren't happy with the fact that the ball's not been given to them quick enough. Llorente has it, and they've got to get the ball forward here as quickly as they can. There's a yellow card, and I've no idea who it's for. There's a couple dished out, actually, from our referee, Daniel Siebert. I think Koke's one of them. And Calafiori, who's not even playing now, has got a yellow card, probably for hiding the ball. Llorente now with the throw-in. Arsenal just need to get it clear. They do. It's out of play again. We've played the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Mikel Arnold, it's all kicking off on the touchline, by the way. Simeone involved, obviously, as he always is. And the coaching staff from Atletico Madrid. Arsenal 1 up. They're heading to Budapest in the Champions League final. Ricardo Calafiori has been told to go back to the substitute benches, winding up Diego Simeone. We've played the 5 minutes. Atletico with the throw-in. Arsenal just need to get it cleared out. Out towards this near side it goes. There goes the final whistle. And Arsenal are through to the Champions League final 2026 in an incredible two-leg tie. It was so tight. It was always going to be tight. But Bukayo Saka scores the goal on the stroke of half-time, which means Arsenal go through to their second Champions League final. They've beaten Atletico Madrid on the night by a 0-0, 2-1 on aggregate. It's a glory night here at the Emirates Stadium, of which we've never seen before. The greatest in the 20-year history of this stadium here in North London. They will go through to play either Bayern Munich or reigning holders Paris Saint-Germain in the final on the 30th of May. They're on course as well for an historic double of Premier League and Champions League. It's finished here tonight in North London at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Atletico Madrid 0, 2-1 to Arsenal on aggregate. They are through to the Champions League final. Thanks very much for listening and do enjoy the rest of your week.
What they've done here, they've shown everyone they can go about it a different way, they can mix it with the likes of Atletico Madrid with the dark arts and stuff. People question them when it comes to two-legged football. I thought they were absolutely outstanding this evening. The game should have been more than 1-0, but it wasn't. But even then, at the end of the game, when it was all going on the antics on the sideline, they found a way to get past Atletico Madrid, and now it's about can they go to Budapest and finally cross that white line and program the Champions League.
I thought they kept their calm really well. The whole idea, I think, of Atletico was to make Arsenal lose their nerve and create those big moments. They had some moments, Atletico, but when they came along, they couldn't take advantage of them. And the greatest example of that is the chance that falls to Sherlock, because if he sweeps that in left-footed, suddenly they've equalised late in the game, and it could go to extra time, and that's what Simeone wanted. He wanted that moment where Arsenal started to doubt themselves, started to think, maybe we're not going to make it, maybe we are going to blow this, but they never managed to put that pressure on. Alvarez was disappointing. I'm not sure how fit he was. Griezmann didn't get enough service. Did test David Raya, but they just didn't create enough on the night. And I think Arsenal have once again shown over the two legs
audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Absolutely stellar with the ball. So that will be the ultimate test of just how good and just how organised this Arsenal team is.
Absolutely right. And Darren, Ben, I think that's a great point to make. And Arsenal are just happy right now to be there in Budapest for the Champions League final. You can't win it unless you get to the final. Their whole season has been built on defensive strength, and that's shown through in these two legs. They are just seemingly at times unbeatable. They look like they have that mentality, that defensive mentality, and we can see Arteta going round celebrating with the crowd in a way I've never really seen him this happy. They've still got the Premier League to wrap up. He'll probably be happier when they do that, if they do that. But he is dancing with the Arsenal fans tonight. He's loving it, and none of them care. I can tell you already, Darren, on social media, there's heavy criticism of this Arsenal side.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
The Gunners don't care, Darren, do they?
No, they weren't. Was that Alex Crook? Because he's been obviously tweeting his old left fingers over at him. But no, do you know what? It's one of them where I get it. Not everyone will like the way that Arsenal gone about their business, and certainly people like Gabriel, who I thought was outstanding tonight, drawing fouls when he didn't need to, putting his body on the line, a little bit of housery to go on. But as I said, it's not for everyone. What I will say, though, going into the final against either Bayern or PSG, Arsenal are going to have to up their levels. Now, if they're going to get past Bayern or PSG, and I've just said it, they're going to have to put in one of their best performances under Mikel Arteta, because that sawn-off chance that they missed at the end of this game in the second leg, if that's Harry Kane or Dembele or Kvaratskhelia, their opportunities are Michael Elise, they're not opportunities that they're going to miss. So, although Arsenal are rock solid, they do give up maybe one or two half chances, and for me that was a clear-cut chance, not a half chance. So I think that's where, as good as Arsenal have been defensively, they're still going to have to go up another level.
Audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
They wouldn't have expected in 2006, they wouldn't get there for 2 decades. And you look around this stadium, there are Arsenal fans, young and old, they've got their shirts off, they're jumping up and down, even if they do lose to PSG or Bayern, and they're not going to be the favourites. Terry Groves is dancing in front of me. These Arsenal fans, they're not going to forget nights like this.
I think there's a wider point here about progression and patience, because I think there are other clubs, and we've seen it time and time again, who would not have given Mikel Arteta this amount of time to get it right. They would have flinched when there was a long run without winning. There was a season when they were bottom after 3 games, and a lot of clubs would have said that's unacceptable, we have to change the coach. What they've allowed him to do with authority, increasing authority, is to build a culture, to demand certain standards without the ball and with the ball to a certain extent. And Arsenal are now being rewarded.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels
they've given him money,
on Facebook,
they've given him players.
Instagram, Twitter,
there are no
and
excuses
TikTok.
now. You have to get to finals, you have to win trophies if you can. So that's the pressure he now bears. But I think there are other Premier League clubs, leading Premier League clubs in terms of their reputation, who could take a look at this and think, if we'd only been a bit more patient, or if we'd have been a bit more settled in what we were trying to do, maybe this could have been us.
And listen, I'm not going to fib about this, Darren, Ben, because I'm going to tell the truth here. I said last night after the 3-3 draw, it was better than watching Arsenal. I stand by it. They're not great to watch. I think everybody can see they're not brilliant to watch, but they are, as Alex said, very effective. And I'll tell you this now, Darren, Ben, if England play like that at the World Cup and win the thing, I ain't going to be tweeting England are horrible. I'm going to be tweeting England are the world champions, and I want to be happy about it as well. And also, before Benty comes on that, when opposition fans are taking to social media to slag you off and say how much they hate you,
audio
that's a sign you're doing
Be
something
sure
right.
to check
There's a
out
lot of that
player
comes from
ratings,
jealousy.
shot maps, and more in-depth info
If England
on
were to
the
play
match
that way and win
page.
the World Cup, no one would have anything to say about it. And again, I go back to 3 years ago. I was there when they first signed Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko. They played this beautiful free-flowing football, but it almost petered out, and Mikel Arteta probably went back and said, you know what, I probably need a little bit more. The next season, they started the season playing this beautiful football, and then towards the end of the season, they went a little bit more workmanlike. And then last season, Liverpool kind of ran away with it and they won it. And it's almost like foremost, and add a little bit of quality here and there. But first and foremost, we're going to build this team from the kind of the ground upwards. So defensively, we're going to be rock solid, not give too many chances away. And if we've got enough quality with the likes of Saka, we'll bring in Gyökeres, we've got Martin Odegaard, Eberechi Eze. Hopefully along the way, these guys can nick goals and we can win games. Almost like we're going back to the George Graham days of the 1-0s. They've asked to go and win the Premier League by doing this and go and win the Champions League by playing that exact way. That's just a different blueprint to the way other teams have done it before.
Check out Rob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
We sit today that this way is effective and you can win major trophies hopefully by playing this way. It doesn't have to be pretty and it doesn't have to be expansive.
I think if you look at the Pep Guardiola school, if you like, the thing that runs through it is control. So Guardiola has been successful at times playing really pretty football, but it's largely about, can we control the game, can we strangle the opposition, can we basically get through without them having a shot on target, let alone a goal. Maresca had that too. That's what he was trying to do at Chelsea. I think that's what he was starting to get to before he got frustrated with the ownership and things fell apart. So I think that runs through Arteta as well. I think ultimately it's about, well, if they can't score, they can't beat us. And so it's about then delivering that time and time and time again. And people can go on about set plays all they like. They can go on about nicking 1-0 wins all they like. Ultimately, at this level,
to check out
the pressure
player
is
ratings,
under,
shot
it's about
maps,
delivering
and
trophies.
more in-depth
That's the
info
end game.
on the match
Whether
page.
people want to admit that or not, that is the end game. And if you get there winning like this, or if you get there winning like Luis Enrique or Vincent Kompany, ultimately, all people remember are you lifting those trophies at the end. So that's what he's trying to get to. Yes, you want to be a great team that's revered. One of the great Brazil teams that we go on about for decades didn't win anything.
82.
So, you know, great, but didn't win the trophy at the end. So I think pragmatism has its place, and there aren't many who do pragmatism better than Arsenal.
Gotcha in the 70s as well. There's a long
win it.
list. There's a
Didn't
long
win
list. Absolutely right. Darren Ben, are you back on drive tomorrow?
I am indeed, yes. I've been looking forward to kind of gloating that they're in the final. But do you know what? I'm one of those, right, as you all know. I don't want to gloat too much because fast forward a couple of months' time, and now Arsenal don't win it or win the league, is going to be a very, very sad state of affairs. So I think I'm going to hold off on the celebrations and just
Remember
congratulate
to
my
check
team
out
and get to the Champions League
Rob's
final.
social
I'm
channels
gonna-
on
I'm gonna-
Facebook,